This is the WJTS News. In tonight's news, the town of Celestine was honored Sunday at the DuBois County Museum. DuBois REC awards Roundup grants to local organizations. Spencer County Visitors Bureau installs kiosk with funds from a recently received grant. And in sports, Kurt Guxell looks at the local sports from the weekend. Joy Holt travels to Ferdinand to talk with town manager Chris James. All this and more in tonight's WJTS News. Good evening, I'm Bill Potter with the WJTS News. Celestine was officially honored yesterday during a Sunday ceremony held at the DuBois County Museum celebrating the town's 175th anniversary. Celestine Day, a day hosted by the museum to commemorate the community's rich history, saw visitors take part in a walkthrough of exhibits at the museum that depicted the town's origins, including land grants of the area, sports, and religion. During the day's festivities, the family of the late Vic and Viola Sanders were named as the Grand Marshals for the 175th celebration coming up later this summer. Members include sons Jim Sander, Ron Sander, and Donnie Sander, along with daughter Martha Gefrick. When leaving, visitors were also given a replica deed to the community. Celestine will continue celebrating the town's 175th anniversary this summer, June 28th through July 1st, when they host their annual Street Fest on the grounds of St. Celestine Church. Last week, the Jasper Community Arts Commission learned that Hafer Associates, the architectural firm working on the Jasper Cultural Center to be built on property of the old Hoosier Desk site, submitted a change order for their contract with the city and the Jasper Public Library to reflect the work they put in with the deconstruction specifications and preparation, which was not part of the initial contract. The change order calls for an additional $16,500 to be split between the Library and Arts Commission. The commission approved paying half. Also, the commission moved that Hafer Associates perform interior design work for the Cultural Center for an amount not to exceed $45,000 to be shared between both the commission and the library. The architectural firm will work with local companies to use furniture and fixtures with an aim of showcasing products from local industry leaders. Community groups and school programs recently received $12,400 through Operation Roundup grants. The trustees for the DuBois REC Operation Roundup Fund met last month to award the grants to 7 local organizations. Operation Roundup is just what the name implies. DuBois REC simply rounds up the electric bill of participating members to the next highest dollar. That spare change is overseen by a board of trustees who are also DuBois REC members. Local groups and organizations can then apply for grants from this fund. Those eligible to apply for the funds include groups or organizations located within the DuBois REC service territory, which covers the counties of DuBois, Crawford, Perry, Pike, Orange, and Martin. Grants are available for local volunteer fire departments, youth programs, 4-H, senior citizens programs, and other community service projects. The fund will not be used to pay any electric or utility bills or be used in any way to support or oppose any political candidate or campaign. Local groups receiving funds include Crisis Connection Incorporated, which received $1,300 grant for continued training for youth leaders. The Friends of Otwell, Lil Hoosiers Educational Services received a $1,000 grant to improve their existing preschool program and start a new pre-K program. Northeast DuBois High School Special Education received a $2,000 grant for students to purchase supplies for life skills lessons. Paraclete CEO Ministries was awarded a $2,500 grant to help purchase a cooler to store produce, which is later distributed to low-income residents, food pantries, and other community organizations. The Schnellville Community Club received a $2,000 grant to upgrade the lighting in their facility to more efficient fixtures. The Ireland St. Patrick's Celebration Incorporated received a $2,500 grant to help purchase a rotary broom to clean streets and curbs. And West Crawford Elementary School received a $1,100 grant to help fund art and music programs for students. DuBois REC will accept applications for the next grant cycle of Operation Roundup grants, May 1st through the 25th. Grants must be submitted before 4 p.m. on May 25th. Representatives from local civic groups, nonprofits, or community organizations who would like to apply for an Operation Roundup grant can download the application forms from DuBoisREC.com. Applications are also available, obviously, at the DuBois REC office or by calling 812-482-5454, 812-482-5454. Or you can send an email to Kyla Jones at KYLAJ@DuBoisREC.com. In March, Spencer County Commissioners heard a report highlighting the state of tourism in the county over the past year. Executive Director for the Spencer County Visitors Bureau, Melissa Arnold, reported on a multiple recognitions the visitor and county systems have earned. At the top of her list was a grant of more than $12,000 from the Indiana Office of Tourism Development, which was used to install information kiosk at 3 locations across the town of Santa Claus. The kiosks provide in-depth information about lodging, shopping, and other attractions throughout the entire county of Spencer County. Arnold also made Spencer County Commissioners aware of the fact that the Bureau earned the Indiana Tourism Association's Indiana Tourism Award for Best Website. The Bureau's web presence has seen more than 212,000 new visitors over the 2016-17 timeframe. The 2015 Fatality Analysis Report System shows that in 4 out of 5 work zone crashes, the drivers and their passengers are the ones killed in the crash. That's why, beginning today through Friday the 13th, the Indiana Department of Transportation says it will be observing National Work Zone Safety Awareness Week. The week's theme is Work Zone Safety, Everyone's Responsibility. NDOT Southwest will be hosting events at different locations and on their social media pages to bring attention to work zone safety. Today, NDOT Southwest asked the public to tag them in a safety selfie on Facebook and Twitter. The system also reported 700 work zone fatalities and more than 35,000 work zone injuries in 2015. NDOT says they would like the public to join in and share social media events as they work to bring awareness to highway work zone safety across the Hoosier State. This weekend marked the end of an era that is, as the Sears store at Washington Square Mall in Evansville closed its doors for the last time last night or Sunday evening. Sunday evening, the store was open for just 5 hours from noon to 5. The Washington Square Mall Sears location, which was an anchor store for that establishment, was part of the latest rounds of nationwide closings of the once great retailer. In January, Sears announced that it would be closing over 35 locations, including the Sears location at Washington Square. The first Sears retail stores in the nation opened in downtown Evansville in 1925. When the Washington Mall opened in 1960s, Sears was an original tenant. Voter registration ended today, and for Hoosiers who did not register, it will mean not voting in the May primary election. This is the first year that Indiana residents had an opportunity to register via text message. With voter registration for the May 8th primary ending today, or having ended today, early voting will begin tomorrow at the DuBois Courthouse Annex and selected Saturdays at Seattle's sites set up around the county, as well as other counties will be opening their election process. For a complete list of dates and times, visit our Facebook page and our website, WJTS.tv. Deaths from influenza have nearly tripled in Indiana this season. The Indiana Department of Health released the latest tracking report Friday, indicating that there have been 304 deaths from flu this winter. There are 103 influenza-related deaths in 2016-17. In DuBois County, the health department continues to offer flu vaccinations. There have been 226 flu deaths among people 65 and older. There were 3 deaths of children 4 or younger. Among those aged 5 to 24, there were 8 deaths in Indiana. Allen County in northeastern Indiana, where Fort Wayne is located, has had the most deaths with 25. Marion County, home of the state capital, Indianapolis, has reported 23. A private company that's taken over the Hoosier Lottery's operation has ended some of the lottery's games before all the big money prizes could be won. Hoosier Lottery players have lost out on $28.7 million worth of high-dollar scratch-off prizes since IGT Indiana signed a state contract in 2012 to run nearly all of its operations of the Hoosier Lottery. More than half of Indiana's scratch-off lottery tickets worth more than $1 million have gone unclaimed in the last 5 years. The lottery previously had a 10% rate of not awarding high-dollar scratch-off prizes. The decision to end the games is based on sales performance and player demand, not on the number of top prizes that have been claimed, lottery officials said. Now stay tuned as we'll talk with Ferdinand Town Manager Chris James on 18 WJTS, followed by weather and sports.